Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your daily tarot reading for Wednesday the 26th of September. I'm using the Witch's Tarot again for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of and what the energy is all about. The Two of Pentacles, the Wheel of the Year, and the Three of Wands. Very nice cards. The fundamental theme of this is freedom. The wheel of fortune is turning, the tide is changing, and it's time for you to move on. You're going from a place of dealing with your everyday experiences and just the humdrum, the mundane routine that you may be stuck in. That can change and you can move on to something totally other. Do you see the ships going off to the horizon? So it's an opportunity to escape a life that you no longer want to live. So let's break this down. The Two of Pentacles is the Suit of Pentacles, and it's about the eternal relationship between your problems here on planet Earth and the fact that we always have to deal with them. The ego just presents us with a never-ending set of problems, which is what life can feel like. Okay, so I need to finish school. So school's the problem that I have to get through to get my certificate and then to get to university. And then the problem is going to be that I have relationship stuff again while I'm doing this, and then family issues, and life keeps you busy. If you're just always reacting to life, you can really never be productive or do anything, because life takes up so much of your time that you can just be firefighting your whole life. And that's why it's so important to carve out time for ourselves and to take some of our time back. The next card is the Wheel of the Year. And the Wheel of the Year is the 10th card of the Major Arcana. So this is the big theme here. It's a change of the seasons. We've had the autumn equinox recently. So in an actual sense, the seasons are changing. But the Wheel of the Year recognizes that sometimes it's spring and sometimes it's summer and sometimes it's winter. And you can't create spring by wanting it if you're in the middle of winter. It just doesn't happen like that. The world has its own rhythm. The universe has its own rhythm to it. And the more you can align yourself with that rhythm. So when the energy says, do you know what, Sandy, it's time to leave this house and it's time to move on. If you're in touch with that bouncing along, think of it as like, I don't know if any of you guys saw that Disney film, The Princess and the Frog, but when Raymond, the firefly, shows the two frogs to Mama Odie's house, it's this bouncing kind of light wave of fireflies, and that's what life is. You're bouncing along constantly on this up and down and up and down, and I have to always deal with it. So align yourself with that, and you'll see that this is a time for change. And I like this pentacle at the center of it because it says that spirit supersedes the seasons. So yes, we are at the mercy of the seasons, but there's something called grace as well. You know, like, life isn't fair, and it isn't fair. Like, for instance, if life was fair, the way I've treated my body, as an example, if life was fair, I would be in a ditch somewhere, like, or 6 feet under, because yeah, if life were fair, I would have certain problems which would be fair to have as a result of my behavior in the past, like 10, 20 years ago. So the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm fine is due to the fact that there is something called spirit and grace and your guardian angels and your guides and your ancestors who protect you from the vicissitudes of life, from we're not just we're not just animals. We do have higher beings working with us to create something bigger. And that's why life isn't fair. It's stacked in our favor. It like God, there's someone who the quote was, I can't remember who said it, but God's dice are always kind of, they're always tampered with in our favor. So if you have a life that just seems to be going round and round and round, or nothing is going on at all, and you're just, going through the days and wishing your life away, this is an opportunity to connect with spirit and to really step back a little bit and to see your life as it goes round. By the time you're 27, you know what, the rhythm of life kind of looks like. You start to get used to it. And finally, the Three of Wands being the suit of fire and life purpose and desire and what it is you want to do. He's in this red cloak. He's looking at what he really wants, what his internal fire is, what spirit has told him to do. And these wands are flowering, so his desires are coming true. And he just has to pick which boat to get on to get to which destination he decides to go to. So for instance, you may work as a fashion designer at the moment, but you've always wanted to do something more academic. You wanted to do something scientific and work in chemistry. So you decide that you're going to go back to school, that you're going to take the ship to University of Edinburgh, and you're going to go there and you're going to study chemistry because that's what your true path is, regardless of your age or should or shouldn't. That's carving out time for yourself. So this is all very nice because yesterday and the day before have been days where we've really had to look at ourselves and go, this is what I like, and this is what I'm not so comfortable with. And we've all had to face these truths about ourselves. And now that pain is over and the wheel of fortune is on our side, and we get a respite from this infinite kind of barrage, this infinite wave these infinite waves of problems that come our way, by stepping back and seeing, okay, how can I influence my life and twist the wheel in a direction that I want it and influence the universe. When I was a teenager, I was really into Wicca and stuff because I grew up in South Africa, and South Africa is a very fundamentalist Christian country. So the only way to rebel, or the only way to definitely tell people that I'm doing the opposite of this, was either to become a Satanist, which seemed a bit too extreme for me, or Wicca, And I really got into Wicca, and I read a couple of books, basically. And I learned about the pentagram and, the four corners and the circle, and I watched The Craft, obviously. And, why did I get onto this? I can't remember. Oh, yeah. And the thing about Wicca and stuff, you can alter certain things. Like it's about, getting the green lights, and it's about finding the parking spaces and having the right guy at the counter who's going to approve your application instead of decline it. It's all of those kind of things that you can influence with candles, and you can create symbols, and you can create spells and things like that to influence what's going on. And they work because we do have spirit that is power over the earthy plane, the universe. But in my experience, it's better to say, universe, how do you want me to change the seasons around? How do you want to change my fortunes? Tell me, and I'll do it. That usually works out much better than saying, I want Brad to fall in love with me. I'm going to make a love spell, and I'm going to make him fall in love with me. And you may develop something, but you never think it's real, and it's painful, and it's just going to end up in pain because it starts with willfulness. It's only going to end with conflict. When you let go and you surrender and you start something new with nothing in it, like, okay, universe, I know you love me. What are you going to show me next that's going to be fabulous? And you just you're open like that, then life can come in and sweep you up and just take you places where you could never dream of. And that's why I think surrendering to something that's wiser than us is always much more effective than willing something into being. Because I can will into being, I don't know, what do I want? I don't know. What could I will into being? I could will into being that I always get green lights. I mean, who cares? One, it's like, who cares? And secondly, it's like, why have special privileges? Other people also have to drive, you know? So if you're getting all the green lights, then they're all getting the red lights. And there's a way of achieving your dream without harming other people. 2 and 12 is... 2 and 10 is 12. Oh, geez. 2 and 10 is 12, and 3 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6, and 6 is a temporary opening and an opportunity that you can seize. So you get this opportunity to really go into whichever season you want to go to. Like, the seasons are symbol. So I want to go into spring. I want to go into new beginnings, love, and new businesses and relationships and the energy of Venus. Or I want to go into summer. I want to go into confidence and being a leader and in the energy of Leo and the sun and all of that stuff. So you can decide to go whatever direction you want to go in, whatever your passion is and whatever comes through when you connect with yourself and you carve out that space. So good luck. Congrats on your journey of your life. This is a good day for you. This is a day that's significant and important. Remember to give yourself a pat on the back. Doing this stuff isn't easy. And say, thank you for taking such good care of me through life. We're doing really well. Just praise yourself seriously and say, well done. And thank you for taking such good care of me. Because life isn't fair. It's, if you look at it, really, it's really stacked in our favor. So see that in your own life, see where grace is kind of present, and say thank you. And now I'm getting more grace, and I can decide what I want to do. Hooray! Everybody's happy. So if that's the reading for today, if you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. And in my private readings, I use astrology, tarot, and the numerology. Like the way I combine the numbers here with the cards, I combine all three things. The astrology gives me a blueprint of your soul. And to draw that up, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, get in touch with me via email to talk about getting it rectified. That's a process I can do to work out what time you were born. Once I have the chart in front of me, it's a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your vocational aptitudes are, what your life purpose is, and where you've been in past lifetimes. It tells me what's destined for you in love and health and career and romance and relationships and personal progress and fame and all, anything really that's destined for you. I can also look at what's coming up in future by using the predictive astrology and the tarot and answer any questions you may have. So if you're interested in that, then please head to the website. Please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Well, that was a weird way to end. I will speak to you tomorrow. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.